I didn't catch it from the first time you said it. 2 seconds ago.
Okay.
Okay,
We'll try
hi.
it again.
I'm Lucretia.
And I'm Richard.
I had forgotten I'd kind of changed things around there. So welcome. Thank you for showing up. Glad you're here. I wasn't sure I was coming. I wasn't sure I was going to be doing anything today. So I've got me.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Lucretia. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you. Thank you.
What's today?
My birthday. All right. Well, thank you. Thank you, Brent, for my wonderful son, Alex, for singing happy birthday. All right. Let's see who we've got here. First of all, before I go into that, I want to show you what I've got. First of all, how am I coming through? I have a lapel mic that my son got me, and I need to know if it's working. Can you hear me, in other words? I'm just looking here to see if anybody can hear me. Working well. Great. All right. Hear you loud and clear. Great. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much. All right. So I wanted to show you, to start with, right here, I am doing, for my birthday, for the month of October, I am doing a fundraiser for HOWA, Homes on Wheels Alliance. And it is a, I had all that information up here. I'm going to bring that up here in just a moment. But while I get that information again, I don't even need to do that. Hold on. Hold the door. Hold the door. I should be able to. Well, Homes on Wheels Alliance. All right. So I'm gonna share the screen. I really want you to see this to start off with. Before I do go any further, I'm going to share the screen because some people may not know what it is. And I do want to say, welcome to my new studio corner. We're working on developing it. My wonderful stage manager, who is my son, he has worked very hard to try and make this nice for me and to find a way to make it a little more homey, which is what I like. It's what I prefer. So I want to show you what Homes on Wheels Alliance is. It is, we're glad you found the Homes on Wheels Alliance HOWA website. HOWA is a 501c3 charity, charitable organization dedicated to helping people get into safe and secure homes on wheels. Our programs include the Emergency Fund, Build Outs, and We Care. We also bring the nomadic community together for in-person caravan camps, virtual caravans, and the Rubber Tramp Rendezvous, which happens in January of every year. Check out the blog. To sample what we are about. Consider volunteering and donating. This is a wonderful community. Sue Ann Carlson is the executive director, and Bob Wells is the president. And I have the deepest regard for Bob, what they do. I actually had hoped to someday work for them, truthfully. I think they're fabulous, and they do help people, and they do bring things into the community that those in need might not otherwise have. So on with the rest of this. All right, let's start off and say hello to Linda's Prepper Kitchen. Thank you so much, Linda, for coming. I appreciate it. Kaylee, thank you, thank you. Yes, you know, these birthdays, as they progress, as my birthdays progress, it's a little more challenging, but we're getting through them. I spent the last year in grief, so hopefully this will be a year of healing. Okay, and Kaylee, thank you so much. You're not on Facebook, so you would go to Howa for. All right, wonderful. That will go to Howa when it does show up on my account. I will send that to Howa on your behalf, sweetheart. Thank you so much. Michael's Adventures. I'm here, but not reminding anyone they are getting older. Appreciate it. Let me tell you.
You got a year younger.
It is. Once
you hit 50, you start going backwards.
Okay, Brent. Thank you so much for that input.
So I think you're 29 right now.
I'm 29. Yes. Shanna, thank you for coming. Good afternoon. I'm just stopping by to say happy birthday. Well, I appreciate that. I appreciate that so much. How to garden. Well, thank you for coming by. I appreciate it. Appreciate the happy birthday. All right. So if you have a birthday this month and you don't mind dropping that in the chat, let us know. We would love to say happy birthday to you as well. And quiet listener, hello, Victoria. How are you? Thank you for coming. Oh, husband Richard is here. Thank you. I love you very much, too. And I very much appreciate you. He's hurting quite badly today. I told him, stop smoking and you can get surgery. Stop smoking and you can get surgery. What else to say? All right. So, Angela, thank you, Thrifty Angela, for stopping by. I'm glad you're here. You know, birthdays are just weird for me. I've always been weird about my birthdays for a long time. Josette, Egypt, Egg Brazil. Well, thank you for coming. I don't think I know you, but I'm glad you're here. And I will go back after this chat and I will look up your channel and say hello. I always love new friends. I just don't want to forget anybody. Angela Swindoll. Well, thank you so much, Angela. I appreciate it. $48. Okay, so when I turned 40, I was with a bunch of people that I knew and knew me. There's my little sister Priscilla. Thank you for coming by. Glad you're here. I was with some people that I know in a group, and I was whining and moaning and groaning because I was turning 40. And one of the men, he popped up and he said, "Oh, Lucretia, you have no idea. You have no idea. 40 is nothing." He was right. Yep, Kaylee. The 48. Well, thank you for coming by and much prayers. And you know what I want to say also before we go too much further in here, prayers out to Florida, South Carolina, any place that has been hit with the with Ian. What a horrific event. I've watched pictures, videos. I am always astounded by what Mother Nature can do, which is going to bring me to Well, hello, Angie and Cy. Happy birthday to you, sweetheart. I appreciate you stopping in. I know you guys, I think you were at your coast yesterday or something.
And we have Hurricane Orlene about to hit. It was hitting Category 3 off the coast of Mexico.
Oh, wow.
The west coast of Mexico.
There's my son, Rich Gay Alex. I call him Brent. I do call him Alex. He's changed his name, which he always, so funny.
Because I'm non-binary and Alex is very gender neutral.
He's wanted the name Alex since he was a little tiny boy. He always loved the name Alex. I said, but I named you Brent. Well, he got old enough, he was able to change his name.
But Brent is still one of my middle names.
Yes, it is a middle name.
It was always a middle name and always will be.
Yes, I know. Thank you. I really wish I could go back to 10-2. We had a really, there is a picture on my Facebook page. I'll pull it up for you, Kaylee, specifically because I know you don't have Facebook. And it's right here at this house that I live at now that my father built. And yes, prayers for storm victims.
Angie was telling you happy birthday as well.
Yes, I saw that and I said thank you. I have a birthday gift. I got. I will drop a link for you, sweetie. Be very happy to drop a link for you.
Do you know them?
Yes, that's Vicky.
Okay.
I am back to my regular monitor on my lop pad. See?
Your lot pad?
Yep, my lop pad. And it's much smaller than the gigantic one that my son had put.
We hooked up a 50-inch TV to her laptop.
Yes.
Because her laptop screen was a little too small and she wanted to get a little bit, maybe a 32-inch TV as a screen. And so I hooked her up to the 50-inch TV. It was a mistake because she didn't really care for it. So as her birthday gift, I set her up last night with this streaming corner. And she's back on her laptop until her new monitor can get here.
Yes, I did say thank you, Angie. I am very happy you're here. I am very grateful you stopped by. Angie is my oldest niece, my oldest of all my nieces and nephews, the eldest of all the second generation in my family. I remember when she was born, she was show and tell. When I was in grade school, she was show and tell. All our nieces and nephews, when we would have show and tell, I have older sisters that are almost old enough to be moms to my little sister and I. And when they would have children, we would always, that would be what the show and tell was for that week for us. It is a great name. It is a great name. Elaine, well, thank you, Travel Grandma. I'm glad you're here. Elaine Lombardi. All right. I'm going to double check. See Shirley. Oh, there we go. Shirley's real life. Well, thank you, Shirley, for stopping in. I'm very happy you're here. Welfare office. Welfare gang. I'm a big tent girl. So I welcome everybody. Welfare office, the 48, everybody. Thank you for coming. I'm not familiar with your channel, but I will definitely look you up. All right, so I've got someone in my basement I'm going to bring up. I'm going to have to take off I'm going to have to unplug this.
I can't hear you. Can you hear me? I'll just give you your present real quick so you can plug back in. I'll give you your present and then I'll go. All right. And many more. That was it. I just wanted to, I learned that just so I could play it for your birthday. I can't hear you, hon. I'm gonna drop so you can plug back in and then say what you're gonna say. I just wanted to give you that present. Happy birthday, my girlfriend.
All right, there you go.
All right. So, yes, we're back on. All right. Sorry about that little mix up there. This microphone, it's not, I'm going to have to figure it out when I have people up on a panel. It's plugged in and it could be a problem. All right. That really was beautiful, Vicki. Thank you very much. I do love your flute music, and I love you. You have always been right there beside us and supported the channel no matter what. So thank you for coming, and thank you for giving me that beautiful gift. All right. So let's see. All right. Well, I think I've said hello to everybody. And I am going to, I want to share a few things. So, some fun facts. So I have to try and put aging in perspective. So, oh, this is going to be cute. Here are some fun facts about aging. I did that wrong again. Okay. All right, so it should be up there, but I don't see it. Okay. All right, I'm going to make it bigger. All right. I love this lady. So this picture of this woman, this reminds me of my little sister's mother-in-law who passed away a few years back. This woman reminds me of Linda Hughes completely. The glasses, she would have worn those cute glasses. Priscilla, don't you think she looks like Linda? That just, it looks like my sister's mother-in-law. Thank you, Van Vita Travels, Paula, for stopping by. So some facts about aging. As our first 10 fun facts about aging, let's start off simple. Since 1960, life expectancy has increased by 3.5 years. Here to 3.5 additional years. All right. Number 2, your creative capacity doesn't shrivel away in the slightest. Take the German philosopher Immanuel Kant. For example, he published what are arguably some of his greatest works between 60 and 80. There was no, I can't do it in his book. I laughed, okay? I laughed when I read that. It's number 3. It's never too late to start a successful business. Did you know that Harlan David Sanders, better known as familiar moniker Colonel Sanders, founded Kentucky Fried Chicken at 65? Well, 65. Let's see, what kind of business can I start? I did take a juggling class once. Okay, number 4. On top of that, as of 2009, there were at least 6.5 million elderly citizens aged 65 or older. Now I'm only 61, but you know what? I've got something to look forward. The 3.5 years thing. Older working labor jobs. The number is projected to reach 11.1 million by 2018. Now, I don't know that that's a good thing. Okay, I think there's people making a lot of money off of old people working labor jobs, and it ain't the old people. That's an opinion. Okay, we'll just show that's an opinion. Let's see, number 5, that might be the right way to go, considering working past retirement can help you achieve longevity. Oh, really? Well, my father reached 94, and I could tell you he did work a labor job up until he was about 75. He was working part-time as a master finish carpenter. Number 6, really though, the key to longevity is in your lifestyle. This report argues that only 30% of the characteristics associated with aging are determined by genetics. The other 70% is determined by the way you choose to live your life. So that makes perfect sense to me. Number 7, so you choose to be happy. Actually, a 2008 Gallup poll showed that most people report feeling happier as they get older than vice versa. Specifically, this starts happening after age 50. So this shouldn't be too much of a challenge. Well, I spent my whole 50s recovering from surgery. 12, 13, 14 back surgeries, 2 knee replacements. So my 50s truly were nothing but recovery from surgery. So it wasn't the greatest 50s, but I'm alive. I get to do my 60s. 8, now for some real fun. Studies show that as you age, your body sweats less. Wow. Tell that to my night sleep. Number 9, because we still have our AC in our window in the bedroom. My husband tries to turn it off. I still can't have it turned off. Number 9, so much for getting soft. Researchers have suggested that the older you get, the more competitive you become. Well, ask my little sister about that. We've been pretty competitive in life since very early on. Number 10, finally, it's not all about exercise. Woo, glad to hear it. What you're doing right now is actually healthy for you. This study shows that exercise in combination with computer use can prevent memory loss. So as I shared, my father passed at 94 2 years ago, and we got him a little mini laptop at about 92 years old or so. And he was learning how to use it. I mean, really, he wanted to learn how to use it. And that's just my dad, just how my dad rolled. He always loved to keep learning. And that's exactly how I've become. I really enjoy learning. So most of the time when I'm watching any TV show, except for Organized Crime, I love that show. It's a YouTube show. And a lot of them are about things like traveling the world, by the way, by train. All over the world, all the train travel, because it's slow and you get to see places and you get to see parts of the country that you would never see. I watch a channel called Downey Live, and he's a wonderful young man doing that. And it's really fun. It's really fun to watch that. And I will sometimes spend hours watching that before I realize hours have gone by. Now, I want a sleeper car. I'm just telling you up front. I'm not going to sit in no train Class C for 48 hours, or 56 hours, or 98 hours traveling across Australia.
Little birthday drink.
Oh, some Pellegrino, wherever the camera is.
Dark Morello cherry and pomegranate.
Okay, let's see how it tastes.
Cheers to 61.
Thank you.
And
So,
then I put strawberry lemonade in it.
strawberry lemonade. It does taste pretty darn good. So that's something that I love to do, and I'm constantly looking for interesting things on YouTube. I watch a lot of cooking channels because I do love to cook, and when I'm able to, I do love to cook, and I love learning. Like I've been watching these people that are in these women specifically that are in Ukraine. Some are also in other parts of the Middle East, and watching how they have to cook. And I got it pretty simple. I got it pretty simple for 61. That's all I'm going to say. These ladies worked their butts off. All right. So let's see. She Devil Adventures. Thank you for coming. I'm going to go back over here to take a peek at, see if I've missed anybody. Brent, stop. I love your I love your name. Welcome. Glad you're here. What's up, burning up the roads? I am just sitting here. I want to see if anybody else is here that I've missed. Kaylee, thank you very much, sweetheart. I very much appreciate. You know, you're just a blessing. You really have been a blessing to me. I will forget that Kaylee lives clear across the country, and I'll text her something at 11 o'clock at night.
Happy birthday.
Thank you very much. You want to come down and say hello?
Where are they? Hello, everybody. Happy birthday, honey. I love you.
I love you too. We are heading towards Priscilla. How
70
many
years in marriage?
How many years have you been married, Priscilla? Because we're married 2 years less than you. 39.
We'll be 38.
Are you sure we'll be 38? Okay.
This year.
We'll be quiet listener. You still can't hear me?
1 month. In a month, we'll be 38.
I can hear you.
You can, okay.
It's definitely their side.
It's got to be on your side, honey. So I'm not sure why. Kaylee says still muted.
I would suggest refreshing your page, Kaylee.
Brent just put his phone up to his ear and he could hear me. All right. Thank you so much, Paula. Thank you very much. Yeah, she does beautiful flute music. So if somebody wants to drop her channel link, please go and check her out. Joe's Bar and Grill. Okay, it's running behind. Okay. All right. Thank you. It's just my chat is running behind. That was my little sister letting me know that it's just that the chat's running behind what I'm seeing. All right. So apparently I'm way behind. Lucky Dog Productions moderator. Hello, Sue. Thank you for coming. Thank you so much. Anybody else that I have not said hello to? She Devil Adventures. Thank you, and I appreciate you popping in to say happy birthday. I'm getting through it. Boondocking with Boomer. Hello, Lance. Thank you, thank you. I've got 2 from Canada in here. 2 Canadian sister and brother. Not, you aren't sisters and brothers. I mean, you're a Canadian brother and sister. Roy and Becky, hello, sweethearts. Thank you for coming. Let's see. I think of, all right, so I want to, let's see here. I love Chopped Guys Grocery Games. Oh, I know. Their salt kick and encourage more non-salt seasoning. Yes, ma'am. So okay. So I agree 100%. I've really trying to cut things like that. So I'm not adding salt to pretty much anything. Occasionally, like I made something the other day. I put intentionally a few grains of salt in my hand. I saw how much I put in my hand, and I took and I sprinkled it. Okay, I don't need to go salt shaker like this. I do have some control. I think we got it figured out. You don't believe in these products that make people look younger because I think religiously. Well, I'm telling you, I'm a woman of faith. You know, I have faith in what I believe is the God of the universe, saved by the blood of Christ. He is my savior. I have prayed, though. I've prayed diligently to be 26 one more time. There are so many things I would do differently. But I don't use a ton of stuff to try and look younger these days myself. What's the point? I do like makeup once in a while. I do wear makeup, and that's because I am so pale. I am a very white girl. I mean, I'm extremely white, and I got no coloring. And so I have to do something to have a face.
Now, you say you try not to use salt. Now, do you find as a married couple, do you find that dad likes salt and you don't? Or like one person likes it and the other person doesn't?
Oh, your dad loves salt. It's up to him.
Because I found with me and Josh, I hate salt. He could throw a whole like salt shaker on a fry or something. And so I found like married couples often find differences in salt preferences.
You know what? Your dad likes more salt than I do. I've had stuff where I'm like, this is very salty. And he's like, I don't taste any salt. Okay, so you are in, you lost your internet. Do you have never lost power? Well, thank God for that. I looked at pictures of where some people in the community I know hail from, and there is nothing there. RV Grandma Charlotte, yes, it is. I'm a fall person. I love fall, so I'm very happy to be born in fall. Ideally, eventually, sweating less, yeah. All right, so Box Van D, thank you. Well, thank you so much. I'm very happy you have a new home. I didn't get to watch the whole thing yet, but I did get partway through it. I totally get why you needed something different than what you had. I think that I'm going to do a show. I'd like to do a show coming up, having some people who are older and living as in the nomad life and the different ways that they're doing it. And I think that realistically speaking, I don't know too many people over 60 that it would be the most comfortable, comfortable. I mean, there is some comfort needed for most people. So I'm happy, very happy for you. Yeah, salt, not good for you. Fort Myers, that's one of them that I saw. I'm just shocked. I'm just shocked. Total destruction. But Emmett's dog's fine. That's, in the long run, that's what matters. Taking vitamin C and E every day is good for the brain as well. I agree with you, and I do. Thinking I might need to add some ginkgo biloba. All right. Let's see what hubby said here. Salt will crumble concrete. Okay, well, when you go like shake, shake, shake with their salt shaker, Richard, remember that. It's
every bite of a tomato or every bite of a raw potato.
Boucher Street. Well,
he's the only person I ever saw eat a raw potato.
I know. Thank you for stopping by. It's been a long time since I've seen you. Nice to see you. All right. So I thought another thing. Let me check something out here.
Now, do you think that's Boucher or Boucher?
I think it's Boucher. Is it a harder R or just no R? I think it's Boucher. All right. So I have a little trivia. Let's see if anybody can get these.
Why don't we do some trivia on you really quick?
Trivia on me?
Why don't I ask you some questions so that your audience can get to know you a little better?
Oh.
Since it's your birthday.
Okay, well, I'm going to, while you're...
impromptu quiz on
yourself. Oh, God. Boucher. That's what I thought. Arthur in Oregon. Hey, Arthur, I've been following along, as you hopefully have seen, and I hope you're doing okay. I hope you're doing all right. Before that, Brent, let me just put up, or you can go ahead and ask me a picture, or ask me, oh God, ask me a question. There's a picture I'm going to share of right from here at this home, well, right near this house of me when I was a youngster.
You kind of look like, you're going to laugh when I tell you, but you know who you kind of look like right now?
Who?
You look like Sharon Stone.
Oh, God. Well, that's interesting, Brent.
Like, you could pass for her cousin.
Huh. Never thought of that. Never thought of that. Okay, go ahead and ask while I'm looking for this picture that...
Okay. So, where were you born?
I was born right here in Eugene, Oregon.
And what's your sign?
Libra. And I do like balance. I am not, okay, I can argue with the very best of them. I was raised by the argue anger queen. So I learned how to do that very well, very young. But I've tried to let go of those kind of traits. So I do prefer balance.
And how many siblings do you have?
5. And
that's not counting your mom's miscarriage of that little baby boy.
Well, that's not, I don't count that because I didn't know that child, but so I guess.
So 5. And did you have any pets growing up?
Actually, when I was so the picture that's on the screen right now is across the street from where this house is. I was about 14, And a year or two before that, I had spent the weekend babysitting, and rather than get paid, I accepted a poodle rather than money. And I was, her name was Baby. Baby was a biatch. Very, very, if she did, so I eventually later in life had Haley was a Rottweiler. I had a beautiful Rottweiler girl named Haley May. And had Baby been a Rottweiler, we would have had to have her euthanized. Thank God she was a poodle, but she was nasty tempered poodle. So this was me when I was about 14. And I just love those. I always go between short and long hair, but I just love that bowl look. Look at that right around there. No texturizing. Who cut my hair? And I really thought I was hot with those sunglasses. Good God. That's too funny.
Was that your truck?
No, that was Bill's truck. Scott was sitting in it.
So a neighbor's truck.
It was a neighbor's truck, and one of my best friends was sitting in it. It was his dad's truck, and I was over there chatting with him.
Who would you say is your lifetime? You could just say that your best friend of all time.
Well, besides my little sister Priscilla, it would probably be Lori, my friend Lori. She's 7 days older than me. I met her in high school.
And have you ever? What's the most adventurous thing you've ever done? Like, have you ever climbed Mount Everest?
I'm terrified of
Were you
heights.
ever in the Olympics?
I was not in the Olympics, but I likely could have been in the Olympics as a young person. I was an athlete. I was a javelin thrower. That was my favorite. Other than I was a catcher for softball for 8 years. But javelin throwing is what I really love to do. And I found that in high school, and I was very good at it. And I probably, if I hadn't been sidetracked by other things that do not promote health and wellness, I could likely have been an Olympic person. Not that I would have necessarily won. I'm just saying I think I could have.
But have you ever skydove? I've swam with sharks. What's the most adventurous thing you've done?
The most adventurous thing I've done.
Other than get sober.
Oh, well, yeah. Getting sober was an adventure, by the way. 27 or 28 years ago now. Let's see. The most adventurous thing. There's just things you can't speak of. Okay. Well, I don't
Did you
know.
ever go spearfishing?
I've never been spearfishing. I've never skydived. By the way, you'd have to knock me out to get me in a plane to push me out of it. I'm saying it isn't rational to me. I can't. I cannot. I go on, and if I were to stand on certain bridges, I know I would feel panic stricken and have to go down to the floor of the bridge. Okay. Like on those really swingy ones that go across rivers and are up way high. I mean, seriously. No. So it's been, I think, other than just living life.
Did you ever backpack through Europe or across the U.S.?
No, I did not. But I did go to California and make a left and go to Quartzsite once. That was an experience, Brent. If you didn't follow along on the videos, you should have.
What's your favorite color?
My favorite color at this time in my life, well, I love the colors that are on here. I love that kind of rusty color and the blue. By the way, he said I should burn this shirt.
Yeah, I'm
Beth.
not a fan.
Best left turn I ever made. Now I'm going to have to go back down with my eyes open when I go up that pass, you know?
And when you look back and you were in school as a kid and you were asked, what do you want to be when you grow up? What was your answer?
I wanted to be a country western star.
How far did you get with that?
Well, I didn't get very far. I sang a little bit in public with my brother-in-law's band a few times. The problem for me was,
Aren't you on recording on one of their records?
I think I am.
So you were a recording artist
Well,
for a little
no, Brent, no, we can't count that. So the problem I came up against is that, as I think almost all of you probably know, I'm a recovering alcoholic, and the peak of my drinking was really in my teens. And I stopped drinking originally when I was 21 years old. So all of those years, so then all those years after that were spent just getting sober, learning how to live sober. And I drank a lot and I fell down a lot and I just couldn't do what normal people do. So I couldn't really develop a career, but that's okay. It wasn't what it was meant to be, but that's what I did.
Well, I can tell you I got my voice from you.
He has a beautiful
The
voice.
question is, where'd you get your voice?
My mother.
Oh, she was a singer?
Oh, my mother.
Oh, I
Yes.
thought she couldn't sing.
Oh, my mother could sing. Yes, my mother could
Did
sing.
either of her parents sing?
Don't have any clue. I don't remember her.
I can tell you Grandpa didn't sing.
No, Grandpa did not sing.
Now, so you wanted to be a country western
Star.
superstar.
Yes. Why would you do anything but want to be a star? I mean, really?
And your favorite movie of all time?
Oh, yes. Kaylee just reminded me of something. Yes, ma'am. So Kaylee remembers. I think she's talking about me. So a boyfriend that I had when I was in my teens, it was probably the summer that I graduated. It was the summer I graduated, actually. And he went to work. I took his car. He had a Pinto. And I went to the lake. And I backed it down this little embankment I thought it was perfect, right between two trees. Well, it got stuck between two trees. And I had to flagged down a truck. It was like a gravel truck, and they pulled me out. He was not mad about that. What he was mad about is I had cleaned out his refrigerator and I had got his lettuce crisper stuck in the sink. It was just, I know, and I couldn't get it out for the life of me. And he was.
How do you get a lettuce crisper stuck in the sink?
I don't know. It was a small sink. No, it was a small sink. It was in a trailer and it was a small sink. And it wasn't meant to have that in there.
Oh, God.
Yes, Priscilla, Mom could sing. Yes, Mom could sing.
If you could just tomorrow go anywhere in the world, where would your dream vacation be? For like, let's say 5 nights.
Oh, 5 nights? Dream vacation would be on a cruise ship.
That says
Going through Alaska.
So a cruise of Alaska.
A cruise of
rather than
Alaska.
A train of Alaska.
Well,
With stops, like a new stop every night. You'd rather do the cruise.
I'd rather do the Alaskan
Is it
cruise.
because the cruise has a casino?
No, it's not.
And 7 nightclubs?
No.
That's my
No,
kind of cruise.
No, it's the cruise because your stuff, it's just, your neighbors might call for an ambulance. Uh-oh. Yes, it was very adventurous. So the reason I think a cruise to Alaska would be, first of all, the water is my home. It's just where I feel best in the world, the ocean. And I'm one of those people who could sit for hours and just look at the ocean. I don't need anybody. I don't need anything. I just need me in the ocean.
So a cruise ship of Alaska.
A cruise of Alaska. Let's go back here.
And
A marriage is a big adventure, especially closing in on 4 years. And our marriage very much.
4 years?
40. Closing in on 40 years.
What's your favorite tree?
My favorite tree, is probably, I love maple trees, and I also love trying to think of it. Yes, I did go RVing. Yes, that's the left we're talking about. Thank you, Sue. Glad you stopped by. Very happy you were here.
Favorite flower?
Favorite flower is the stargazer lily. I love stargazer lilies, but I also I like wildflower mixes. Love wildflower mixes. And I love roses too, but I have to say stargazer lilies, love them.
And if you could just live anywhere in the country, where would it be?
If I could live anywhere in the country, that's actually a hard one. If I were at a different time in my life and I were physically healthy and could walk, okay, without a walker, and I could hike, it would be Alaska. No, Priscilla, it was a Pinto. That was kind of what was so funny about it for me.
That wraps up my questions.
What?
That wraps up my questions.
Okay. All right. So that wraps up his questions. Eddie Lugo Studios. Well, welcome, Eddie Lugo Studios. Glad you're here. We're just chatting about me.
My husband is from Brooklyn, Eddie.
My son-in-law is from Brooklyn. I was watching, there's a young man I love to watch dance on YouTube, Vic, and there was a picture of him in New York City somewhere, and he was dancing. And I showed him the video. He knew exactly where it was. He said, look up such and such. And I looked it up, and yep, he was right. Forget about it. I'm out of New York City, but New York City is in me always. Oh, I can imagine. I would love to see New York City someday, Eddie. I think it does look like such a fabulous place and such a, there's just so much. I mean, I can't even imagine how long it would take to do a tour, if you will, of New York City. I don't even know if that's, you got to, what I'd love to do in New York is I really want to go to the Bronx Zoo. That's another thing. I spend a ton of time watching animal shows, and the Bronx Zoo is one of them, one of the zoo shows I watch. Would love to go there someday. That's what I hear. So my son-in-law, he blames some of his personality traits on being a New Yorker. I've gotten used to them. I have very much gotten used to them. Hey, Troy. How are you doing? Thank you for stopping in. Yeah, it would be someday, it's one of those dream things. Okay, so another thing that would be wonderful to do is do the Rocky Mountain, where they go through the Rockies on train.
Rocky Horror Picture Show.
No. Nobody wants to look back. We must move forward. Oh, I really truly try very hard to look forward. But you know what? I'll tell you something. It has been a year of grief, truthfully. So this last year has been very difficult because I well, I'm doing well. We just put a new starter in the tractor. Easiest starter I've ever put in my life. Well, good for you, because I do know my husband has put a few things in cars over the years, and sometimes they go so smooth, sometimes they do not. Road trip, Scylla.
I mean, I would actually pay to see that.
A road trip with me and Priscilla.
Only
Oh,
driving across the country
you hear that, Priscilla?
on a 17-day journey. That would honestly get ratings.
Oh,
Nomadic Rat Pack thought the Rocky Horror Picture Show comment was funny.
I'm sure. Yes. Train through the Rockies. So this last year has been kind of like it's been hard. I will tell you, it's been a hard year for me getting, mentally connecting with the fact that, I'm moving on in life. I'm getting older. I look in the mirror. I obviously see it. You look at that picture of me when I was a kid, and, here's what I need. I just need about 1.5 inches right there. If I could get I'm thinking there's this woman that I watch, and she, the kind of the sports tape, like black, you'll see it a lot with black, and, it helps. Like they put it on an area that's injured. Well, she puts it on her face. I think right up here. Now I'm lucky I don't have anything on my forehead. Anyways, she puts it on her face here, and then she puts it right here and pulls this up. So I don't know. I don't know if anybody knows that works. Please tell me. I would do that, likely. Yep, that would be another thing I would love to do. Yeah. So is Josh a Mets fan, Brent?
Josh is a A's fan.
Oh, yes. But I meant from New York, since he's from New York.
Well, he's not a Yankees fan.
Oh, I know that.
Now his mom is, though. She's a lifelong Yankees fan.
Yes.
And one of my things was, I originally, when we were going to get married in 2020, because we were a COVID marriage, where our plan was, when COVID was over, we were going to go rent out like the Yankee Stadium and do like a wedding ceremony there. But he's not a Yankees fan.
Yeah,
So
no, I know
it's not
that.
gonna
So Nomad Hatters, which is my nephew and his wife, Peggy. You and Aunt Scylla going cross country, aka Thelma and Louise. Yes, Priscilla. Brent said he'd like to see you and I do a 17-hour trip across country, just you and I in the Class C, going to New York. Don't tape your face. All right, Angie. Thank you for coming. I appreciate it. I love you, and you have a great rest of your day. Tell Sai hello for me. Thank you, Troy. Yeah, it's just the way it is. Birthday, birthday, birthday. Thank you, Eddie. Very appreciative of you coming in. All right. So, I think this next year is going to be much better. He's more of a for the love of the game fan. Yeah, actually, so Josh really loves the game. Josh loves the game of baseball. And he's not happy because he doesn't feel any longer that it's about baseball. So here's the fan I am, Ducks, the Oregon Ducks beat the crap out of the California, was it Stanford? Who did they beat last night? They beat them so bad they don't even know who they are today. I'll tell you, if it were me, if I were on the team that the Oregon Ducks beat yesterday, I'm gone. I'm signing up for Oregon. I am transferring to Oregon the next day. It's just really, was in the beginning. I mean, it almost was like a 30 or 40-3 game. So one of the things also that helps, I believe, when it talked about lifestyle. So YouTube has helped. I really enjoy the community of people that I've got to know someone here. I do. I mean, so up until we came back from Quartzsite, I was on 3 times a week doing live streams. I kind of did things backwards. No, was it Stanford? Kaylee? It was Stanford.
Oh, birthday treat.
Oh, goodness, Brent. What is
Since
this?
they can't have cake with us, they could have a little ice cream with us.
Oh, is this peanut butter
This is
chocolate?
peanut butter chocolate ice cream. So cheers. Again, to your birthday.
Thank you. Thank you for the peanut butter chocolate ice cream. It is my favorite.
Mine too.
So sorry, Priscilla. So one of the things that YouTube has done is it helps me stay out of myself because I'm an introvert, I believe. So I know that's going to sound crazy. But I believe I'm an introvert who is very comfortable with other people and being out like this or other places, one-on-one with people or in groups. But I also very much go inside myself, and that can be a problem. And so this has helped me to kind of deal with that to a large degree. And also because,
Yeah, that's why you became a real estate agent.
oh, yes, I would still likely be a real estate agent if not for, I know this is going to sound crazy, but I had a life-changing injury as a real estate agent, and it really did change my life. I was going to put out a directional sign for an open house, and my right foot went over on its side, and my left foot.
Get your story straight.
It was my left foot, and at the back of your little toe, and a tendon attaches that runs up the side of your leg, and I snapped it off right there. Here, Brent, I snapped it off right there, and I can do stairs if I have to, but I can't do stairs. Like, as a realtor, there were many times when I was showing a house that I was up and down the stairs or up and down 3 stories of stairs 2 or 3 times in a showing, especially if somebody was really interested. And I can't do that anymore. And it did end my career as a realtor. I only did it for 2 years. The first year sucked because I was not with a place that really developed, helped their agents. It was a very small agency. So I went on to another agency, and because of the way they were set up, it was wonderful. And I sold 18 houses in nine months. And I was closing house sales, doing the closing, sitting at the table. They're filling out the paperwork, exchanging keys and money during January and February and March. Those are 3 months that there isn't a lot of closings. But I did several. And so, yeah, I loved it. I really enjoyed it because part of that's I love architecture. All right. Son, you're not helping her get healthy. It is a small one, dear. I promise. So this year, and it keeps my mind thinking, and it's kind of joining two different genres together in YouTube, the travel community and the prepping community. So the whole thing about the Ian. So there was a woman who wrote a letter to one of the channels that I listened to, and she was very grateful that she had gotten into prepping because she had things that she needed in order to be safe and to be able to have heat and to be able to have food. And she was even able to donate to other people around her who were not prepared. So preparedness is not about the crazy people stuffing a bunch of stuff they don't need down in a basement. It is really about preparedness, is about being prepared for crises that can happen that are not within our control or of our making. Here in this area in Oregon, we have wildfires, not directly in my community, but definitely during wildfire season, one could break out. So we have wildfires. There are earthquakes in the Pacific Northwest, and we had an ice storm about 5 years ago. That was horrific. We had no heat for 4 days. Had my poor, 88-year-old dad bundled up in layers of blankets. Oh, he was fine. He had no problem. I'm laying in bed under the covers, like thinking I'm going to die. I was so cold. I've never been so cold that I couldn't warm up, because I live in a world where I have heat. And it was that kind of cold that went through to the bone. And so my dad had my sister pick up a Mr. Buddy heater, and I didn't know anything about that kind of stuff. Anyway, so I love, so it's made me start looking at many, many different things. All right. So, yeah, I intentionally chose not to have cake today. I'm not sure I will have it. I'm supposed to have it tomorrow, but I'm not sure I will have it. I'm not sure I'll have it. So I think I can go without having it. I may have a piece of cake and not buy a cake. But I don't think I'm going to have cake for my birthday this year. I really don't. If anything, maybe a berry pie. Oh, so I'm getting the stuff together. So speaking of preparedness, I love using Mother's vinegar, apple cider vinegar with the Mother's in it. And I'm going to make my own apple cider vinegar. Basically what it needs is apples, which I got, cane sugar, which, do you remember if you guys got the cane sugar? Okay, I've got the cane sugar, so I probably will put that together today or tomorrow. I want to get it started because it takes several weeks to get to the point of being able to use. All right, well, again, thank you, Kaylee, so much for the donation for Hawa. I appreciate that. I will be very happy to send that on to them, and I'll let you know when we do get it and it comes through. And anyways, if you see me on Facebook and you got $1 to drop on Hawa, it's a great investment. And they are an organization that I truly believe in. They help people get into a vehicle that maybe they don't have anywhere else to go. And they build those vehicles out so that they can live in them. And sometimes that's all they've got, you know, and there isn't no going to an apartment or finding, you know, low rent. My little sister just sent an advertisement to me today. Right down the street from where she used to live a couple years ago, there is a duplex. I think it's a 2-bedroom duplex, 1 bathroom. They want $1,595 a month. Insane. There's a little just crap cottage. I'm just saying, crap cottage over not too far from where I live. I think it's 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom, $1,500. And I mean, here in Eugene, it's insane. Rent is crazy. So I'm very grateful I'm not in that situation. And had a wonderful and very happy birthday. It's time for wound care treatment. Well, I tell you what, Arthur, I'm glad that I hope you're doing well and you're recovering and you're progressing. And I understand wound care. I had a back wound open up 6 inches long, 3 inches deep, and 3 inches across. And so I was in wound care for a while, and I'm right there with you, praying for you. So I think what I'm going to do is going to cut this off, and I'm going to say thank you so much to everybody for showing up. I enjoy you guys. I thoroughly do enjoy you. And I like seeing what you're doing and how you're doing. And there's times when I think of, what's this person up to, or what are they up to? Or, and yet, yes, I see it on your videos and whatnot. It's just different whenever you get on here and talk to people. So I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. And have a beautiful, beautiful fall. I mean, get out. I'm hoping to be able to go on a drive here in the next couple. Can't do it Tuesday, can't do it Thursday. Got doctor's stuff. But, getting out and going out into the outdoors. Oh, and this place, you had to have gross 3 times the amount income and a bunch of other stuff. I mean, they wanted your blood. They really wanted a blood type. And, it was insane. It's really off the charts. So good night, you guys. Have a great rest of your evening, afternoon, wherever you're at. And I know that I will see you soon. All right. Love you guys.